Hello everyone, welcome to another FOTN review. FOTN obviously stands for Fighting Off the Necrosis. My skin, the reason you only see the upper half of my body is because my legs are basically just bones. So, yeah, it's getting up there as well. That's not what it stands for. It stands for Fight of the Night. And today's Fight of the Night concerns a fight at the CenturyLink Arena in Boise, Idaho, for the UFC Fight Night between, headlined by Junior Dos Santos and Blagoy Ivanov. I hope I'm saying that right. But that's not what won Fight of the Night. What won Fight of the Night was the preliminary card opening bout between Kurt Holobaugh and Raoni Barcelos. And we're going to talk about why it was good. So let's do that. So obviously, because I sort of have to spoil the result for myself, otherwise I won't really get a Fight of the Night. Oh, I do have to apologise last week as well at UFC 226. There wasn't a Fight of the Night, so I couldn't really review it if it didn't exist. And my voice went really weird when I said review. But yeah, I couldn't really review that because there wasn't a Fight of the Night. So, go to this one. Kurt Holobaugh versus Raoni Barcelos, and Barcelos won in round 3 by knockout. And to be honest, it was a pretty good fight. To be honest, I can't really think of a lot I can talk about that you probably don't already know. But I'll try to. So they start off they have a good filling out process, and Barcelos, making his UFC debut, by the way, has a nasty right uppercut. He's got a really good right uppercut. He landed that a couple of times. I'm trying to grab my knuckles, it's not looking. Oh, there we go. And he landed that quite frequently throughout the fight. That was probably his biggest story. Before I talk about that, though, I will say, the referee for this fight was Herb Dean, and when that was announced, because this was the first fight on the prelim card and not the entire card, a lot of people, the entire crowd just cheered for that, and that made me happy. So, I just thought that was cool. But, yeah, this fight was really good. Round 1, I definitely give more to Barcelos, and round 2 was definitely more his round as well. And obviously he won in round 3, so going to a decision was pointless, because he knocked out Kurt Holobaugh. But it wasn't an easy win. Kurt, proved that he's got a tough chin, and he landed some great shots of his own. Most of the fight itself was on the ground, was on the feet, sorry, and very, very good back and forth. There was a great moment where Barcelos landed some good punches, and Kurt got some good Muay Thai knees on Raoni's face. So yeah, that was pretty awesome. There was a takedown at the end of round 1. There was some good submission attempts as well. I will admit, it does take away a bit from the fight. Not the takedown, but the version I watched, because I watch it on MMA Core. The version I found to watch for part 1, because it's a 2-part fight if it's a full 3-round thing, and this wasn't a full 3 rounds, but still counts because it went to round 3 anyway. But there was a weird 10-second delay, and there was a lot of moments where I could hear big shots being heard, and the crowd going ooh, 10 seconds before it actually happened in video form. So the last 10 seconds of the video itself were just actual silence, as we saw Raoni Barcelos get a really good takedown on Kurt. So that was kind of weird. Yeah. And then between rounds 1 and 2, in a very, very funny thing, Barcelos didn't have his chair in between rounds for the resting period. That was kind of funny. It even came to a point where one of the translators translated Portuguese, asking, "Where's the chair gone?" that was funny to me. So yeah, it was really good stand-up fight for the most part. Barcelos landed some really good takedowns, and his best takedown was definitely in round 2, which I think was his better round anyway. I think Kurt was a bit more flat-footed in round 2. He definitely looked slower. He was still taking the punches. He was still giving some good ones back. But I definitely feel like Barcelos definitely had the majority of round 2. He had more of round 1 than Kurt did, but Kurt definitely had his best showing in round 1. Then in round 3 obviously was pretty good. That's when they started turning things up and started throwing really, really good shots back and forth at each other. But yeah, it was a good fight. It wasn't without its submission attempts. There was a good armbar attempt from Kurt. There was some really good guillotine attempts from Raoni as well. Really good left arm guillotines. That looks really good. But yeah, eventually Barcelos landed the same sort of right uppercut punch 4 times in a row and knocked out Kurt. And immediately Kurt stood back up, proving that he could still fight afterwards. And you know what? I reckon he could. I liked this fight. I apologise if I haven't talked a lot about it, because there's not a lot to talk about. It was just a really good stand-up war. The crowd, because it was the first proper fight, the crowd weren't super duper into it. Yeah, I don't think there was enough people there, and this is after the UFC Fight Pass fights, of which there were 3, and 2 of those went the distance, so there you go. But, yeah, like, I don't know if this will be in my top 10 of the year, but it was a really good paced fight, really, really solid brawl. Raoni was definitely winning the fight for me anyway, and like his takedowns sold it, even if his right uppercuts wouldn't have sold it for people, which I think they did, because his right uppercut, pretty good shot he's got there. But yeah, I thought this was a decent fight, a serviceable one. Not the super duper exciting one I was looking forward to reviewing after there wasn't a fight of the night for UFC 226. But unless there wasn't, I just missed it. I'm going to check out the card again just in case. No! Okay. Just making sure that I didn't make a mistake. So yeah, that'll about do it for this. I don't really have a lot to say. It was a decent fight, not in my top 10 of the year, but I did like it. Just really good brawling, really good stand-up punches. Both have really good right hands, but Barcelos' right uppercut was definitely the main story, and his takedowns as well. The dude's got good takedowns, especially for a moment in round 2 where he caught Kurt with a really good trip. He just moved forward and tripped his leg through, and put Kurt on his ass, and it was kind of fun. And even then, when he got on top of Kurt, I know I said I don't have a lot to say, but these are little bits I remember now. Even then, when he got on top of Kurt was working. Like, he threw some really good elbows up, and it was in round 2 where he got the decent enough armbar attempt. Didn't really get it, but still. But yeah, I thought really good fight. I don't have a lot else to say. I'll see you all. I can't end it just like that. Yeah, decent fight. Good fight. Not in my top 10, as I've said a few times now. I liked it. I didn't love it. Hopefully next week. Is it next week? Shogun versus Smith. Oh, Anthony Smith. Oh, bugger. That could very well be further than over. Let's try and do what I always try and do and try and pick it out. Let's see. Pretty decent looking ones, actually. I'm personally going for the co-main event as maybe fight of the night, which is Glover Teixeira versus Corey Anderson. Those are 2 amazing fighters. I think they can bring out a really good fight in each other. But yeah, as for the fight I just talked about before, the one that's next week, that made no sense. Yeah, Kurt Holobaugh versus Raoni Barcelos. Decent. And I'll probably stop rambling now, as I've been doing for the last 2 minutes. And I'll see you all on Tuesday for the Backtracking Season 3 finale Part 1. Did I say Tuesday for that one? I meant to say Tuesday for that, and then Thursday for Part 2, where I'm going to be doing something a little bit special for that one. And trust me, you're going to know it if you actually watch my videos. So, I'll see you all then, I hope. Thank you for listening, you're awesome. Bye bye.